beginning and you're watching, or actually watching the replay, skip over about 15 minutes. I do come on here about 15 minutes early to get my live all set up, you know, with the pretty thumbnail, description stuff, things like that. Um, I've mentioned it so many times that something is up with YouTube. It's not just me that this happens to, but some other demonstrators, when they go to do their lives and they go to schedule it, um, it reverts the orientation on them from horizontal to vertical. And it just, if I did that, I would just have to stop and restart, and then it would just make no sense for me to schedule it. So this is what I have to do. So just bear with me while I get everything set up. Okay. Change. Don't want that one. This one. You look at the top of my head and clearly you can see the gray that needs to be all covered up. Let's see. Where do I have to go next? Nope. 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 At the moment, I can't see the comments. It looks like it just shows one's online, and that would be me. So it looks like nobody's on quite yet. So that's good. Yeah, let's see. Don't want that. List. Okay. Save that. And let's see what we got here. Okay. That all looks good. And there is Yvonne. Yeah, Yvonne, I couldn't see the chat box because I was in the YouTube studio adding all the stuff to it, so I can't see if anybody's chatted. All I could see is that, well, now it's showing there's 3 people all together, but I only saw the one before. What's next? What do I gotta do next? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Do this. Do this, do this. And go here, here. Hello, Sharon. Add that. And let's pin that. And why'd you change that? And then I need this. And do this. And let's see. Let's now take okay, what are you doing? Let's copy that. Let's go to Facebook. And let's post the link. Wow. Over 20 plus notifications on this thing. Clearly I haven't been on Facebook for a bit. I'm sure I probably didn't miss anything. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Oops, did you actually take what you were supposed to do? Post that. And then what's this? Okay, that's something I already addressed. Let me go back to here. And do that. And I think I have everything. And, oh yeah, that gray, this hair needs to seriously get trimmed, and it needs to be colored. Hopefully get that done before the year is out. So this makes video 189. So I think at this point it may be, I want to say maybe New Year's Eve. I'll do like a quick little live, I won't be crafting any projects or anything because there will be a pre-recorded video for the first. Actually, there's going to be two for the first. There's the monthly Christmas card inspiration and plus the holiday video as well. So, that's weird that it does that. There's always something weird and different that I end up seeing on here. So you don't see it when you're looking at the computer, but the comment that I last put on here, it's like I see after my name, it's got a gold crown. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Happy New Year to you too, Sharon. Okay, so we got like 6 minutes to kill. I think I have everything. Yvonne, don't mind me. I gotta put my hair up in a clip because it's starting to feel a little bit warm. So, let's see. Yeah, those weeks, they go fast. The days go fast. So Sharon and I think Yvonne, you two, I'm gonna add. Whoa, Sharon, were you trying to put your name on there? Looked like it was under the full name. I'll add you both. Oh, you're there. Okay. Whoops. What was here first? Okay. And all right. So got Sharon and Yvonne. We got you added to. You got you added to that spreadsheet. So I don't think I need anything on here. I think I'm good there. So, how is everyone doing? It is hard to believe that it was a week ago at this time. Yvonne made her YouTube debut, and she presented that class. A lot of coloring. It was an extremely long video. This one won't go near as long. Actually, these projects don't have a lot of coloring in it at all. So it's going to go quicker, but from the response last Friday, it seemed like everybody, it didn't matter how long it went, it seemed like everybody really enjoyed that time of just chatting and crafting, and it sounds like, be something that we will do again in the future, maybe like once a month, possibly once a month we'll do something like this again. Just giving it a little bit. It's 6:57 here right now, so I'm going to give it until 7 o'clock, and then we will get started. And if you're watching the replay, I mentioned it at the very, very beginning. Just go forward about 15 minutes, because I take that first 15 minutes to kind of get everything set up, since I can't schedule my videos anymore without it being messed up. So give it that. I think everything else is good. I am on mute so I don't hear myself twice. So let's see. Not a whole lot going on, but so my studio slash office is technically the master bedroom of this apartment, and over that way is the bathroom. And this happened last year, and it happened again the night of Christmas Day. Um, I think it's a problem with the drain to the tub upstairs. All of a sudden, I was sitting back here and I started hearing drip, 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 drip. Yeah, water goes into the light fixture and it fills up and it starts to overflow and it starts to drip all over the floor, which now there's a bowl under there. But yeah, we know water and electricity don't mix very well. And so, yeah, I said something about it Thursday morning. First thing, I made a trip down to the leasing office and said something. I even showed a picture. And maintenance guy, hello Terry, maintenance guy showed up and basically saw it and then said, okay, let me go upstairs and let me go see what's going on. And then I didn't see him for the rest of the day. And when I called up there and I talked to the woman that I talked to that morning, yeah, it turns out that the maintenance people cannot go into an apartment if there's only minors there. Minors, which means the adult is leaving his kid. Well, it was plurals and minors, leaving them up there by themselves. That would explain why it sounds like someone's coming through my ceiling half of the time. And Yvonne can vouch for that because she's been here long enough to hear all of that. So I'm totally blown away by that. And I think he had gone back up there last night after the parent had gotten home and did whatever. Of course, had another waterfall, and I cleaned that all up, but I'm thinking it is a drain because that water had some suds in it. So yeah, he didn't come back down. I don't know if I'm gutsy enough to undo the light cover to the ceiling and, take it down so I can dump out the water, because again, it's electricity. The light bulb, it's an actual light bulb. A lot of these lights in this apartment, they look like they'd be light fixtures that would have light bulbs in them, but they're actually LED lights. So you can't change those out. So yeah, this happened last year. And when it happened, they had to cut out a hole over my shower head on the ceiling, and it was a mess. And when you have contractors come in to do painting and all that, yeah, they're not very neat. And it was more than one day I had to clean up after them. So I'm hoping that how this year is ending is not going to be a sign of how next year is going to be. Unreal. So it is now 7:02. So I am going to get started. So we have Sharon and Yvonne, and we have Terry. Um, and Terry, you added your name, Cool Beans. So my assistant Yvonne is not, you see her in the chat box, but she is not sitting in the living room watching and commenting. She's actually at home this weekend. Hello, Deborah. So yeah, she's not here, so I'm kind of on my own. And just as an FYI, I have the PDF all typed up. Actually, it's the Word document that I got to convert to a PDF. I'll get that uploaded after we are done. The only thing I have to do is take the link from this video and I have to put it into the PDF. So when you look at the PDF, there's um, the title of what it is that I'm using, and then right below it, it'll say Friday Night Live and it'll have a date. That's actually a link. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to this video. And that's how all the videos are that are out on the Google Drive. Um, I'll mention it again for anybody new that is watching. I had started uh, creating these PDFs of my Friday Night Lives, also my in-person classes, and I have loaded all of them onto my Google Drive. Well, no, before that, it was basically available. Excuse me. Of course, you go live. And of course, throat's got to feel scratchy, right? So I had that available for anybody that placed a minimum order with me, and I sent them the free card kits. That wasn't happening, and I decided that since I put in all this work on creating these PDFs, just as an FYI, this is kind of like what they look like. This has the link embedded in it that takes you to the video that I did. And of course, there's a list of everything. And then there's like pictures, and then there's all like dimensions and things like that. And when they're colored, I list what the color names are and what I die cut it with and all of that. So I've been doing these since I started doing my lives at near the end of January. So instead of just wasting time on all of that, I decided that I was going to make it available basically to anybody that comes here to watch my Friday Night Lives or my Friday Night Kinda Lives, which are pre-recorded. If you look in the description of the video, right after, okie dokie, right after, what is it, just before the list of supplies, There's a paragraph there that has a link that takes you to my Google Drive, and you can access all of those PDFs. You can print them. I mean, you can't alter them, but you can download them. You can print them out if you like. Everything is organized by date and the name of either the bundle or the suite that I used for that video. And again, the link that takes you right to the video is embedded in the PDF. So tonight's will be out there tonight. I will actually, when I'm done, I will add the link to that, and then I'll go and convert it, and then I'll upload it. I took a second glance at it. Everything is there. Last Friday, I kind of missed like two things on there, which I fixed, and then I had uploaded, so that's all good. Next Friday, I'm going to be featuring the Nest of Winter suite. Now, this was a suite that is in our current holiday mini catalog. There's really nothing in there in regards to the greetings that says it's Christmas. It's birds. I mean, the designer series paper has like some evergreen in it, but this is a set that you can use year round. I did check the last chance list, and it turns out that everything in that suite is going to be carrying over. It may end up in the online exclusives rather than a printed catalog. Um, Basically, it would be the annual catalog. Um, the only thing that's different is you won't be able to use the suite item number to get everything. You'd have to use the individual item numbers, and also the bundle, the stamp and die bundle will not be 10% off. So they'll be the regular price. So that's going to still be available. As a matter of fact, what I'm using tonight, the sophisticated sled bundle, that is an online exclusive item. I looked ahead of time, and that is also carrying over. That is not on the last chance list, and it is in stock. I didn't see anything on back order in regards to that bundle. Um, I'm pretty sure like basically everything I'm using is not going anywhere. So with that, it is now 7:08. I think I will go and flip this. I will do the housekeeping stuff really, really quick. Nothing's really changed. And then we'll jump into the projects. And at the end, we're going to do the Wheel of Names. Carol Helms, I am so glad that you are here, because I am also going to show the card that you had sent to me, because you used the set that I am using tonight. So I will show that. So welcome. Yeah, so this video is not going to go as long as it did last Friday, but it was fun. Um, I will mention as people are coming on, there is a link that is that's pinned at the top of the chat box. That will take you to a Google spreadsheet where you can add your name. And at the end, I'm going to do a drawing, a wheel of names for the projects that I create tonight, and I will mail them out. So it doesn't matter whether if you're in the US, Canada, overseas, wherever, I can mail cards with no problem. It's just the Stampin' Up! Product that I cannot, mail to someone in another country. So with that, let me go ahead and let me flip this. And if you feel a little queasy, oh, and by the way, if you have a hard time trying to access that spreadsheet or trying to add your name, because maybe you're watching on a cell phone, just say something in the chat box and somebody will add your name in there. Okay. So let me All right, so let me go and flip this. And what are you looking at? You're looking at my ceiling. Not going to see much up there. Let me move this down just a little bit. And then let me move my grid paper and make sure everything is kind of straight here. And I'm going to grab some tape to hold this down. You know, I can never get this thing to line up and be straight. So since I don't have the paper down quite yet, I can move it. That looks good to me, so we're going to keep it right there. All right. Just tape this down. All right, so what is going on? Let me get one more thing. One more item. Okay, so I mentioned the last chance products. There has been more items that have sold out, but there is still plenty more out there. Some items are discounted, some aren't. These include items from the soon-to-retire holiday mini catalog, along with some items that are from the clearance rack and also online exclusives. I believe there's also a few items from the kids collection that are also in the last chance products. Stampin' Up's doing something a little bit different in regards to usually last chance products were basically just for the catalog that's about to retire. So this time they've included more products in this, and then they said that every 2 months, I believe, they're going to add more items to last chance products. So there is a link to the online store that'll take you to that section that's all last chance, and that's all in the description, along with the link that'll take you to where all the designer series papers are. They do have a designer series paper special release. They took 3 previous patterns and they recolored them. And these are available while supplies last. These are shown at the very top of the list of all the different designer series papers. So they have Refresh Beauty, which is it was Blackberry Beauty before, so they just changed up the colors. True Love was just strictly a black and white pattern paper. Now they've given it some color under Serene Love. And then there's Shades and Hues, which is actually the Color Theory designer series paper. Now this is 6x6 and these two are 12x12. And this was from an annual catalog a few years ago. So they just refreshed the colors on that. So again, these are while supplies last. The 30% off on the Close to My Heart project products. Hello, Andrea. Um, that's still going on. I mean, some of the products you will see carried over. It's just those products that have the Close to My Heart name on. I think they're trying to just get rid of that stock that has that name on it, but some things they are coming back. I had done my paper pumpkin video, I think it was a week or so ago. I made mention of everything about what's coming up with paper pumpkin. The Hearts for You subscription period has started December 11th and it'll go through January 10th. And as you can see, it's going to create some Valentine themed cards. Also, they are doing the coordinating dies again this year. So this is the spring is in the air dies, and these dies will coordinate with the January, February, and March kits. Now you do not need the dies to complete those projects. This is just if you want to do some extra stuff. Here in the US, they are $12. And here is the item number 166237 if you're interested in that. I don't think I have a link regarding the paper pumpkin in the description. There is so much stuff in my description right now with what's going on that I actually have to try and condense it down because YouTube will only allow you to fit like 5,000 characters in that description. So Yeah, I can't add everything. So, the last thing, this is going to be our new January to April 2025 catalog. And we also got Celebration. Both of these will start on January 7th. The Celebration will go until February 28th. If you are in the US, not working with another demonstrator, and you would like a paper copy of these, my email address is in the description. Now, if you don't see everything that's in the description, you only see a portion of it, there you will see it say see more or just says more. Click on more and then you'll be able to see everything in that description. Let's see. We did get the cards out that we did last week, so hopefully most of you had gotten your cards. Those that are in Canada, I'm hoping that yours are actually on the way. I noticed on the Stampin' Up website when they were talking about like just updates with the shipping and stuff, I guess it seems like there are some zip codes that there's still a delay, even though from what I hear that the strike is over. So hopefully those cards are going to get to you sooner rather than later. Okay, so with that, let me show you what we are working with. So we're using the sophisticated sled, and let me move these lights out of the way. So this is a bundle that is in the online exclusives. It's carrying over. It's not going anywhere, so that's pretty awesome. And before I start, let me show you, I received a lovely Christmas card from Carol Helms, and she had used this bundle. So I was pretty stoked when I got this, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to use this. So very pretty card. Really love the cute little bow. I mean, that's just a perfect little bow. Is this a fork bow, Carol? Because I know fork when you use a fork to make your bows, they come out kind of cute and small like that. But yeah, really, really cute card. I was almost ready to go and case this and remake. Oh, you did that with your fingers? Honey, you must have tiny fingers then. That came out perfect. And I mean that ribbon, it's kind of like a wider ribbon, so I am very impressed. That is a beautiful bow, and the whole card beautiful. Thank you so much for this. Okay, so let me bring in everything that I need for my first card. Now, again, there's a, like I do say, mention in a lot of my other lives, there are some things that I did ahead of time just to save some time. And for this one, I have a piece of crumb cake. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of the Reindeer Memories two-tone cardstock. This is in real red. Now, just as an FYI, this paper, this two-tone cardstock it's not retired yet. It's in the scrapbooking brochure that was from September. This will be retiring. I did not see that it was already sold out. Now, in this, you have early espresso, garden green, granny apple, green pecan pie, and real red. This coordinated with, is it Reindeer Memories? Reindeer something. It's that whole sweet collection that is in the holiday mini. Now, even though this is going to retire, we have another brochure that will be out for starting in January. That will be, I think that's going to be the last digital brochure. There's not going to be a printed copy of it, because at that point in our next annual catalog next year, all of the scrapbooking stuff will be in the catalog, and every Stampin' Up! Color that there is, they will have available a pack of each of the colors. So instead of a pack like our 12 by 12 cardstock, where you get like, I think you get like 2 sheets of each color in that collection, you'll be able to get a whole pack of this cardstock in each of the colors, and that's coming in the annual catalog. So this piece here, it measures 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, and ahead of time I had embossed it using the Timber 3D embossing folder. So for this piece, what I'll be doing, hold on, I'm trying to put this down and it don't go. I embossed this, and I will be sanding this as well. And then we're going to cut this down to put on our card front. Then out of a scrap piece of crumb cake, I had die cut this using the Stylish Shapes die. So this is the larger banner die. And then out of a scrap of Very Vanilla, I had stamped the wreath image twice in garden green. I had die cut it out. So some of these open spots in here, we're going to do some coloring with our blends. So I will start by folding and burnishing my card base. Oh, that's funny, Carol. You know, I will tell you that when you use a fork to make bows, there's some really cute bows that you make with that. Yep. And the sanding block is what's the word I want? Terry, she had saw me do, I think it was a fall card, and I had a block, you know, the type that you would use on your nails. And yeah, so I was trying, I thought that would work, but it was old, didn't work. So I ended up using like a really cheap emery board to do my sanding. And when she saw that, she sent these. So thank you, Terry. And I have found that I've just really love doing it on this two-tone cardstock, because when you do it, when you sand this, which let me get, what am I doing? I feel very like, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I've done a lot these past couple of days just to try and get ahead of the game on things. And I think I'm still tired from doing so much. So, and then yet there's still more to do. I still have calendars that I have to make for my coworkers. I kind of started on that, but I have to finish. So I'm sanding this, but I'm not doing the whole entire thing. I'm trying to do this where it looks like it's weathered wood. So like it's a red painted door panel. So I just want some of this to show. So that looks good. And I will put that aside. I will flick the dust off of that. And then I'm going to bring in this really cool lint roller that I got off of Amazon. And what's nice about this, it doesn't need refills. It's tacky, and then when you get like whatever on it, all you have to do is just kind of rinse it off under the sink, let it air dry, or you can dry it with a towel that doesn't have lint on it. and it picks everything up. As a matter of fact, last weekend, when Yvonne was here, she was working on some Christmas cards, and she was using glittered paper, which left a lot of glitter on everything. So that worked really, really well on picking that all up. Okay, so now let me go grab one thing. So I need to take this piece and now I need to cut it in half. So a half of 3 3/4 is 1 7/8. So the 7/8 mark is right here, that 2 little lines right before the 2. And this is the Stampin' Up! Guillotine paper cutter that they had. I think it would actually ended up in the clearance rack at the time when I had joined. So I use this primarily to cut all of my cardstock and my designer series paper. And I've been pretty much using my other trimmer for doing a lot of scoring on that. So let me just get that out of the way. And we'll come back in and grab our panels. And I want to kind of line this up to make sure I got the, okay, so that looks good. I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. This is that Tombow multi-purpose glue that's in our catalog. And I just put it in this fine tip glue bottle. Add some glue to his. And then I'm going to place this on my card base, and I want to have it look like it's equal on the sides and on the top and bottom. And do the same thing with this. Actually, I think that's the sanding, that this is the same sanding block that Yvonne used on her Christmas cards that she made for our hubby. And then this one's going to go over on this side. Like so. So it's to give the illusion that these are door panels. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to bring in my black tuxedo, Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I want the stamp that says, "Let's decorate the season with happiness." Which one is that one? That one right there. And I'll use this block. And because this is photopolymer, I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And put that there. Having a really hard time trying to see the screen. Oh, Terry, don't feel bad. I didn't get one either. But then again, I think the only Christmas cards I've sent out are the ones that I sent out for these Friday Night Lives. I've been so busy with doing these things that I just really didn't have time to do anything else. All right, so I'm going to stamp that right in the center of this die. It's pretty cool. And if you get like one of those hair picks where it's even wider, you could make bigger loop bows. Okay, so there is our greeting. And we'll set that aside. Let me grab our 2 wreaths. And want a piece of scrap paper because I'm going to be using my blends, and I want to try and salvage this is new grid paper that I put down. Okay, so for this, I am going to bring in my dark real red, light bold olive, dark mossy meadow, and dark granny apple green for this. And then we're also going to be using, this is the black and berry vanilla large checked ribbon. So we're going to be using that as well. So I'm going to color the berries on here with the dark real red. Yeah, I would move the thing down lower. The only problem with that is I think when I do that, the video kind of gets pixelated and it's trying to, you know, focus in and out. So hopefully you can see everything. Okay, so there's 4 sets of berries on here. So tomorrow we're supposed to get some thunderstorms. We had one come through here about, I want to say, was it just before 2:30 in the morning? And it definitely came down because that rain was hitting the window. And so we're supposed to have another severe storm come Saturday, but I think it's going to, well, tomorrow, but it's going to be more towards the evening when that happens. Okay, so then I'm going to take my dark mossy meadow, and these really long skinny leaves right here, I'm going to color those using this color. We don't have a Stampin' Blend in the garden green color. So I thought, like these different types of leaves, I would do it in different shades of green. And again, these projects, this card has the most coloring on it. The next one only has a really tiny bit. And then the last one, I don't think has any, nope, there's no coloring on the last one. Oops, we got a little bit more here. All right, and let's do this one. So, all right, and then we got a few more over here. I told Yvonne when we did the video last Friday, it was that video before Christmas, and we should have had, you know, those headbands that you can get that have like the reindeer antlers or trees or jingle bells or whatever on the end of them. We should have been festive and we should have had something like that. So I guess that'll be something for next year. All right, dark granny apple green. So these other larger leaves here. So we'll do that next year. Now I haven't planned out what I'm using for the next couple of videos. Like I said, next Friday I do know I'm going to use that Nest and Winter Suite. And I'm thinking, what else do I have in this bucket? I don't have much in this bucket, but I do need to fill in my planner what I'm going to use, so that way when I do my newsletter, which that will not go out until not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. That's typically when Stampin' Up um shows us what the new kits in the kits collection are going to be. So every month there's 2 new kits, and I like to include that information. And I think that day, is it also the first day that the catalogs go live, I think? Is that the 7th? So then there'll be information in there in regards to Celebration. This year with Celebration, it's with you get a free item for every, now these amounts that I'm giving you are for the US. It is different in Canada and overseas in those other markets. Um, it's for every $60 and $120 that you get a free item. In the past, it was 50 and 100. So in all the years that they have been doing Celebration, this is the first time they've ever gone up on that amount. So, and I haven't placed like much just in regards to orders. There is one big mega suite that I did book something. I haven't figured out what I am doing with it yet, so I'll definitely be featuring that. There's a few things in the catalog that I do like. Oh, and this is the light old olive that I'm using to finish up the rest of these little like roundish looking leaves. Um, there's a few things in there that I like. It's not like the holiday mini catalog. In that catalog, I tend to gravitate towards a lot of stuff in it. And I see that I missed a leaf right here. So, can't get everything at once. So, and we're just about done with this one. Okay, so I'll set that aside and finish this one. They must have went out somewhere upstairs because I don't hear anything. It's completely quiet. Okay, so there is all our coloring on that. I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. Where are they? Oh, yes, there's something that I want to tell you guys about. And actually, I'm going to show you. I want to show you this. So let me get a scrap piece of cardstock. Let's see. So I know that this is basic white. So if you were here last Friday, you would have seen when Yvonne was, when she worked on the first card, that was the one with the snowman in it. And who said that? Oh, Terry? Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. So if you were here, you would remember that when she went to use the Winkostella. Now this is a new Winkostella that a little too much came out, and figured that the card was kind of ruined. And it's like usually you get too much on there and it's like, okay, it's all messed up. What do you do? Well, I had made extra card kits. So last Friday, everybody got a card. So let me show you what I have figured out. And I don't know if anybody else has said this, but I came across this and I thought I'd share it. So I am going to add like a whole bunch of Winkostella on here. Okay, you see that big puddle? Okay, I am going to spread that all out. Okay. I am just going to let that sit there and I'm going to let that dry because this is what we had done from that video. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to show you something. You could see if you colored over something, you colored with that, that's just a lot of Winkostella. It would make it too dark. So I'm going to show you how you can fix a project if you end up with too much Winkostella on your card. So Yvonne knows. Yvonne, don't say anything. But yeah, she was here and she had witnessed what I had discovered. Like I said, I don't ever remember any other demonstrators or mentioning this or not. So again, I don't know if this is something new or if what somebody had already known about. Let me move these. I want to try and put 4 dimensionals on here. We don't want it to get all saggy. Yeah, because we thought that that card was a lost cause, but it wasn't. It actually did get sent out. All right, and my greeting, same thing. I'm going to add some dimensionals onto the back of this. Okay. Let's take these backings off. Okay, I'm hearing water running. I don't know if it's the washing machine filling up. I don't think it's upstairs as far as their tub goes because I'm not hearing any water dripping. Maybe he fixed it. I honestly don't know because that maintenance guy never came down here and told me anything, which I think is a little inconsiderate if you ask me. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to stick them on either one of those panels. I mean, the maintenance guy could have fixed the issue, last night, around 5, but you see, he never came down here to tell me anything, so yeah, so I don't know what's going on. All right, so those are down. Let's put our greeting down. And we'll take this and we will center it right here. Hopefully that's straight. It looks straight to me. Okay, and then we're going to bring in this black and very vanilla large checked ribbon, and I'm going to make 2 little bows. Now this won't be like one of those cute little bows that Carol did, because yours looks like it's a double loop bow. At least that's what it looks like. Okay, we don't need really big loops on this. And let me trim. Okay, there's one. Okay, don't do that. I almost stabbed my arm. Kind of snagged on the shirt. We don't want no blood. And if there's one thing about our paper snips, they are sharp. Okay, and let's trim this. Like so. And we'll get this out of the way. Put that pin back in so that way we don't lose that, because if that lands on the floor, there's a carpet in this room and I certainly wouldn't want to step on that because that would not feel good at all. All right, so now I want my glue dots. And I'm going to add a glue dot on either side of the knot. So we'll do that one. And let's do this one. I'm kind of like out of the camera view. Okay, get that out of the way. Oh, before I put those down, let me pull in this Wink of Stella. Now that I squeezed a bunch out, I'm going to kind of hold this up. And I'm just going to add some on these berries. Okay. And then I'm going to take these two bows and I'm going to add them right here to the bottom of these wreaths. Move the tails down and then stick that right there. Okay, so for this one, let me trim that. I'm not adding like any rhinestones or anything to this one. Just trim that a little bit because it was starting to fray. And so there is the first card. Okay. Let me put that aside. And let's get rid of the glue dots. We don't need these for our next project, but we definitely will need them for our third one. Okay. So this one is an all white card with some pop of color on it. And again, some I did ahead of time. So I have a piece of, I'm still gonna let that dry. So we're not done with that piece with all that Wink of Stella on it. So I have a piece of basic white thick. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have another piece of basic white. This measures 5 1/4 by 4. And for this one, I've been using this embossing folder a lot lately. I used the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. This is in the annual catalog. Now, I know at one point it was on back order. I didn't really check to see if if it came back yet. I have not been on that website in a while. Um, I've just been so busy. What do I want? I want this. So I haven't even noticed what's on backwater. Um, let's see. Versamark and the refill. That's on backwater. Tuxedo black ink. It seems like our black inks and Versamark seem to go on backwater quite a bit lately. There's some DSPs, but and some dyes. Some dyes that are coming back. Actually, they show it this week. Some of these things I know, I think are on the what do you call it? The last chance list, but they do have some coming in. The embossing folder, I think, may have came back in because, oh, wait a minute, no. Actually, it must have came back in because I do not see it on this list, like our dotted circles and the eyelet 3D embossing folders. Those are on low inventory. Oh, I'm gonna let you know that for my New Year's video, there is a bundle that carried over into the online exclusives from it was in a holiday mini catalog from last year, and that is Like the Sky. That's the one that has like the fireworks in it, and it doesn't really have any greetings in it that reference like the 4th of July. Now I did use it for my 4th of July video, but I'll be using it again for what do you call it, for New Year's. Now the stamp set, that is gone, but the dies, looking at that, it looks like they're on low inventory. So both of those items are on that last chance list. So again, 5¼ by 4 piece of regular basic white. This is thick. This is embossed with that Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I also have another piece of basic white. This measures 2½ by 3/4. We're going to be stamping our greeting on that piece. Then I have, technically this is a scrap. So this measures 4 by 1½. And we are going to tear this to create a snowdrift for our card. I also, out of a scrap of basic white, I had stamped this cute little cardinal in the Memento Tuxedo black ink, and we're going to color him in the light and dark real red blend, along with the pumpkin pie one for his beak. And then out of a scrap of Smoky Slate, now you can build a sled. So this is like would be the metal frame part of the sled. That's Smoky Slate. And then out of Pecan Pie, I had die cut the wooden pieces for the sled. So I am going to fold and burnish this card base. Which ribbon? The black and very vanilla one, Terry? Everybody loved the black and white gingham one, which had the smaller checks on it. And then that one retired and they kept this one. Yeah, that is really pretty ribbon. I like that. I was kind of like a late person in getting that ribbon. I didn't get it when it first came out, but when I did, it was like, yes, why did I wait so long? Okay, so now on this piece, I am going to tear this. Now, when you tear the cardstock, you want to tear it towards you because it will create, you will see the actual tear in the paper as opposed if you do it, the other way. So I want to create kind of like a high drift here and then work my way down a little bit when I tear this. So I'm going to go about here, and I'm just going to tear towards me. And again, I'm creating a higher drift on this side. And I'm going to kind of come down a little bit. Like so. And you can see by tearing towards me, you can see the tear there from the paper. If I had tore it the other way, then you wouldn't have seen it. You just would have saw that. All right, so I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. Actually, no, I'm not going to put that down quite yet. We're going to put together our sled, though. So let me bring in my silicone craft sheet. Okay, we'll put that down. And on this piece, let's see how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to kind of work from the back side of it. So I am going to add some glue on these runners on the side here. Both sides. And then where you see these pieces that go kind of join all this together, I'm going to go across on those. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece. Now I want to make sure that I'm looking at the back side of this. And I'm going to kind of line this up. And of course, I didn't even come close to that middle section there. I didn't even come close to where the glue should have went. But this will get glued down flat to the card. So let me take this, turn it over, kind of press it down. Okay, and then right across this piece here. And then I'm going to add this part right here, right over that. So a really cute sled. Really cute. Okay, so now that I've done that, let me just put that aside. We're going to let that dry. And in the meantime, I am going to bring in my Real Red ink, and let's bring in the blends that we're going to use on our cardinal. And then I want the greeting. Let me clean this off. I want the greeting that says, "I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter." I'll quickly clean that. Take this off. And when I'm crafting and I'm using this set, a lot of times I'll just take the stamp and put it on the case itself. That way I don't lose these, because of course them being cleared, you can easily end up losing those stamps. So put that on my block, and I will bring in my Pierce mat again. Bring that piece in. And we'll ink this up. And I just re-inked this ink pad, so hopefully, because sometimes when you're using your ink pad, if you keep stamping in the same spot, what happens, you have areas of your ink pad where it's going to be lighter and darker in some places. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay, that's stamped nice and even. We'll close this up. And I'm going to clean that stamp really quick. Try to minimize some of the staining of it. I mean, it already is stained a little bit, but at the same time, when you have stamps laying around that have ink on it, that's when you usually get it on your white cardstock. Okay. So then I'm going to take my little cardinal here, and we're going to quickly color him in. So his beak is orange. And then I'm going to take the light real red, and I'm going to color all of him in. I love cardinals. Last year, after Christmas was over, Hobby Lobby had these large cardinal figures that were like, I think they were like regularly $35 a piece. And I think being after Christmas, it was more than 50% off. So I ended up paying, I think I paid like about 12 something for them. And because, you know, okay, they didn't get put away with the Christmas stuff because cardinals are not just a Christmas bird. They're out year round. So I figure I'm going to leave them out year round. So they grace the little cubby holes that are on the in the calyx unit that my living room TV sits on. Okay, so I'm going to take the dark red and kind of go over some areas like so. We'll do a little bit right here. Okay, we'll put him aside. All right, so on the card base, I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to glue this down to the card base. All right, and I'm going to take, now when I put these on, the one that has the least amount of snowflakes on it, I put that up at the top. Sometimes people have put it the opposite way, but I always put the more snowflakes, all that down near the bottom. Am I like getting, I can't tell, but I think I got some of that red from the when I what do you call it, when I sanded it, and I think I got some of that on my hand, so I feel like I am rubbing some of that color onto my cardstock. We don't want red snowflakes, we want white. Okay, so then I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to take my greeting first. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to add this to my card base. Now I'm going to put it up in this corner here, so I'm lining it up with this embossed piece. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in my sled and I'm going to add my glue. Whoops. Do it on the Smoky Slate areas, since that's going to be touching the card base. A little bit more there. Okay, now before I stick this down, this piece is going to get glued down right here. But what I want to do is I want to take this and tuck it behind it. So I just want to use this to kind of line it up so I can see where I'm putting this. I'm going to lift this up a little bit, and I'm going to stick this down right here. I see I got some red ink on there, which means I must have had red ink on my fingers. I'll press that down. And then I'll take this piece that I tore and add some glue to this. And then I'm going to line this up with the embossed piece of basic white. Oops, went down too far. Okay, and I'll press that down. Okay, and then we're almost done with this one. So I'm going to bring in a dimensional and put it on the back of my cardinal. And one of the large ones just fits on the back of him. And I can say him because it's the bright red ones that are the males. And then I am going to place him right here on the sled. And then for my embellishments, I'm going to bring in our rhinestone basic jewels. And I'll get my take your pick tool. And on these, I am going to add the small ones. And I'm going to look for my snowflake. So I have one here. I'm going to place that in the center. And let's see, there is one right up here. And then another one down here. So there is the second card. Get this out of the way. So all white with that, really the pop of the red, and we piece together our sled, and we're actually going to be piecing together the sled on our last card as well. So there's the second one. And let me bring in the stuff for the third one. So this one is for those of you that really like the blue. So again, a lot of stuff I pre-cut ahead of time. Okay, so let me get my little PDF here. And again, I will have this, what do you call it? I will have this PDF loaded onto the Google Drive when I'm done here. Okay, so for my card base, I have a piece of Boho blue. This measures 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Misty Moonlight that's 5 1/4 by 4. And then I use that Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder again, and this time I embossed it landscape rather than having it vertical. This measures 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then out of scraps of basic white, this is one of the circles out of the Stylish Shapes dies. And I also, out of the Sophisticated Sled set of dies, I had die cut the set of skates. Also in that set of dies, there's this greenery sprig. So I die cut one out of Misty Moonlight and one out of Boho Blue. My sled frame, that's Smoky Slate, along with the die that cuts out the blades for the skates. I did those both in the Smoky Slate. And then the ties for the skates, I die cut those out of Misty Moonlight. And then the sled, the wooden part of the sled, whoops, and there's a little piece still in there. I die cut this out of Night of Navy. All right, so let me put that all aside. I'm going to do the stamping first. There's just one little bit that's got to be stamped, and that is the greeting. And it's the one that says, "Let it snow." And I'll put that there. And let me get this block right here. I'm going to stamp this. Let me get my Pierce mat for this. And I'm going to stamp this in Night of Navy. Okay, let's get this. And this Let It Snow just fits in this circle. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside, and I'll clean this really quick. So again, if there's anybody who is just joining us, I do have a link pinned up at the top of the chat box. That has a link that goes to a Google spreadsheet. Add your name if you would like to be in the drawing for one of the cards that I am making tonight. And if you're having any issues at all, please say something in the comments, and we'll get you added to that list. Right now we got Sharon, Yvonne, Terry, and Carol Helms. So if there's anybody else, I know that Andrea was on here a moment ago. Deborah, are you able to get your name on there or no? I know I saw Andrea on here before. She could be multitasking. I haven't seen a comment from her in a while, so she could be multitasking. All right. So then, let's see, where do we want to start? So we'll fold and burnish our card base. Okay. And then I'm going to take this embossed basic white piece and I'm going to glue that to the Misty Moonlight piece. And then the whole thing is going to get glued down to that card base. I will have to say, how long has it been since I said something about water running? That water is still running. I mean, nothing is leaking in my bathroom at all, but it's been a long time since water's been running. Okay. And then we'll add this. All right, and we'll center that. And of course, my card base don't look like it's folded evenly. Okay, does anybody else get like this? When it doesn't go even? It drives me crazy. Okay, that's better. All right. So now let me set that aside. Let's see. I think, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I didn't do this on the sample card I made. I actually assembled the whole, oh, do I need to check my, no, it's not me. So yeah, Carol, you were, what do you call it? No, yeah, you were here. You were here, I think, when I first, mentioned it. So there was an issue with the apartment upstairs. This happened to me last year, and on Christmas Day evening, it was late. It was probably about 10:30. They went and took a shower in the bathroom that is technically, it's the master bedroom. That's where my studio is, so it's only a few steps to the left of me. Um, Something with the drain, and water actually gets in the ceiling and then it fills up the light fixture. Now, if it was still the issue, oh, you're in bed already? Hopefully I don't put you to sleep. But yeah, water would start dripping out of that light fixture. Well, I'm not, ever since I've been hearing this water, I have not heard any dripping. So maybe that maintenance guy had fixed it, so I don't know. So I know it's not, it's, the water isn't me. It's either the apartment on the other side of the wall from me, right behind me, which that's my cool neighbor, or it's them upstairs. So I don't know. I don't think it would be the washing machine because I'm pretty sure the washing machine would have filled up by now. Sounds like maybe a shower. So when I was saying before, when I did the sample card, I actually assembled the sled like I did on the last one. This time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of build this on the actual card base. So I'm going to add my glue onto this and try to do this without getting glue all over me. And I'm going to add this right here, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to add glue across these pieces right here. And then I'm going to add some on these two side rails. Now, when you use this die, it does cut out those little, that wood detail. It does cut it, so you don't want to go crazy with the glue because you don't. And of course, I got some glue that's where I don't need it. I guess the evening's not complete unless I also hear gun shooting going on out there. Not right near me. It's in the distance. We're coming up to New Year's, so of course I think they're getting a head start. But let's remember, I do live in Memphis, so. But yeah, that's the one thing about like 4th of July and New Year's. It's not like I don't like the holidays. I really do. I just don't like how some people celebrate it with the fireworks and, well, fireworks should not be used like in residential areas. And so like here it's like it's not just the fireworks, they're also shooting guns up in the air, which is the most dumbest thing ever, because you know what goes up does come down. This is one of the reasons why I do not go anywhere on New Year's. I stay at home. Storage room. Oh, the water shut off. Storage room. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. My studio slash office, which basically has everything crafting related in here and you can't move. Yeah, I mean, come on. The gun shooting, I'm not impressed by it. And, you know, it's just, I know that there's a lot of people, like, you know, some of your military vets that, you know, suffer from PSTD. And then you got of course, the animals that don't like it. So, yeah, I'm not going to repeat the things that I say because, yeah, that'll be one way for YouTube to go and take down my video. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue in some spots on this greenery piece that's the Misty Moonlight piece. I'm not going to put it on every one of these leaves. I just want to put it on enough to where it's going to stick down. Okay, and then I'm going to add that up like this a little bit. This is where I always hope that like 4th of July and even New Year's Eve that we get like storms and a lot of rain and all that. Yeah, you know, okay, so, but Deborah, is it, I mean, evidently they're legal here because there are stores that sell them, but isn't it illegal though for them to be set off in residential neighborhoods? Because that's what it is here. And of course, you know, if you have like dry leaves and grass and stuff outside, that's a good way for fires to start. Oh yeah, I pray for it. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to tip this up a little bit so it then hangs up a little bit higher on the left side. Okay, and then I'm going to take this greeting. I'm going to add 2 dimensionals to the back of this. Just about done. And I'm going to place this right over here. Hopefully I got it straight. Okay. And then for the skates, so on the laces to the skates, there's this excess piece that's right here. So the purpose of that, these skates, they have this slit in them. So then that way you can slide the laces into that slit like so. So I'm going to move these down a little bit like so. So just like that. And then what I'm going to do, one of these is going to have a dimensional on the back of it. So I'm going to place my dimensionals down where it's going to hold that lace in place. Now the other one is going to get glued down, so we'll set that aside. And then we'll take this one. Well, actually, before I slide that one in, I'm going to take what would be the heel and the blades of the skates. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of these. Now these you could also use the adhesive sheets on them. And I'm going to line that up like so. Bring in my silicone craft sheet here. And we'll press that down. And then I'll tuck in the laces on this other boot. On my skate, actually. Well, it's a boot, but it's also a skate. Okay, so I got that there. Then I'm going to take some glue, add that to the back of this skate. I'm getting some of those glue goobers at the end of this tip here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my card and I'm going to place this skate right over here and just glue that down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to brush some on this whole smoky slate piece. And again, I'm kind of holding this up a little bit so I don't get that huge puddle. And I will show you the little trick to it when I'm done with this of what I discovered last weekend when I was taking care of all those cards, you know, to get them addressed and all that so I can drop them off at the post office on Sunday. So we're adding some of that shimmer onto the blades. And then my other one, let's glue that piece onto this one as well. Okay. Line that up. Press that down. And then we'll remove these backings. And then we're going to add this skate right next to it. And then I'm going to take this Wink of Stella and I'm going to do the same thing on the blade of this one. Okay, so we have two more things to do to this card. So I'm going to bring in those rhinestones again. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did on that other one. I'm going to look at some of these larger embossed snowflakes. And I'm going to add just one of these small rhinestones into the center of it. Let's see, where else can we add one? Most of the other ones are all covered up. So I'll add one there, and then I'll take another one and put that one over. Okay, where's the adhesive part? We'll put that one right there. Okay, and then the last thing for this card, I'm going to bring in, this is the silver and white sheer ribbon. So I'm going to create a little bow with using this. And this is in our annual catalog. Come on. What happened to Yvonne? Hey, Carol. I haven't seen Yvonne say anything in a while. Is she eating dinner? Maybe dinner was ready. Okay, so then I'm going to trim the ends on this. Oh, there she is. Okay. No, you're just being quiet. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen you post anything. I figured it was probably dinner time too. All right. So we got that. And let's bring in the glue dots again. And just like I did on those other two bows, I'm going to add a glue dot on either side of the knot on these. Oops, it didn't grab it. Okay, and then that is going to go right on the top there. So there is, let me get this all rolled up so we don't lose our glue dots. Oh, okay. All right, so there is our last card. Now let me show you this little tip that I came across last weekend when I was creating the rest of those cards so I can mail them out. So if you remember, Yvonne, when she went to add the Wink of Stella, it was a new Wink of Stella. And she had a bit much that ended up on the card, and then, you know, just figured that it got messed up. Your adhesive eraser, okay? If you use your, okay, I got color on that. If you use your adhesive eraser now, of course, I'm rubbing like pretty hard, but if you do it soft enough, you can actually remove that Wink of Stella. Now this is like the regular basic white, and I did rub a little bit hard on it, but if you do it softly, you can remove that Wink of Stella. So there's not so much, and then once you remove it, you know, you either have like your light coating of it, or you can go back over those areas that you meant to just have a little bit of the Wink of Stella. And this is still a little bit wet, so that's why that paper kind of pilled up, and plus I rubbed a little bit harder than what I should have done. But if you give it like a light, you can see that you can actually erase that Wink of Stella off of there. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I was able to salvage that card as well. All right, so let me move this stuff out of the way. So if you are just joining and you haven't had the chance to, I have a link up at the top of the chat box. That'll take you to a Google spreadsheet. Add your name to it if you would like to be in the drawing for one of the 3 cards that I made tonight. So let me bring those 3 in. So we have the one that we mimicked some nice weathered wooden doors and added 2 of the wreaths with that really cool black and very vanilla large checked ribbon. Then we did this all white card, and we have that pop of color with that cardinal, and of course our greeting. So we created a snowbank here just by tearing our cardstock. And then our last card is definitely all the blues and Added some Winkostella on those blades for those skates. Now I could have done the same thing on the sled, but I just decided to keep it, you know, onto the skates there. So there is our third card. Like her glue. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, thank you. Yes, and like I mentioned, this bundle is still available. It's actually not on the last chance product list, so you'll still be able to get it. Okay, so now, do we have everybody on the list? So we got Sharon. Well, we got the other Carols on here too, right? Yep. Carol's on here. I'll add. All right. So I have Sharon, Yvonne, Terry, Carol Helms, Deborah Veverka, sorry about that, Andrea Wordlaw, and Carol Weston. Is there anybody else? Anybody else on here who would like to be in the drawing, and maybe you're unable to add your name to the spreadsheet? And okay, so I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, so let me take all these names. So we got 1, 2. Okay, so we got 7. Got 7 names on here. Okay. All right. So, as you know, I got to do this the unconventional way. Where is, I got little sticky notes here that has people's names on it. So let me pull in my laptop so that way you can see the wheel. And again, we got card 1, 2, and 3. And let me bring this in. I know, very unconventional. Let's get the lights out of the way. All right. So hopefully you can see this okay. Let me just take a quick peek over here, see if anybody... Yes, if you could, thumbs up, please. All right. Okay, so let's spin. Sharon, which card would you like? Would you like 1, 2, or 3? Okie dokie. You know what? We are doing the last live of the year. So there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of you. So everybody is going to get a card from tonight, okay? I have sample cards of each of this, and I can easily make another card. So everybody will get a card tonight. Andrea. Which one would you like? 1, 2, or 3? It looks blurry to me. Andrea, you still awake? I know Andrea was watching in bed. I don't know if she fell asleep or not. Okay. So I will, since everybody's getting a card, I'll find out from her which one she would like. Deborah. So which card would you like, Deborah? You like that one too? I got a feeling I'm going to be making a couple of extras. Number 3. You want number 1? Okay. Don't mind my arm. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, if I have like 2 right now of number 3, but if anybody else wants number 3, I can make more. So Carol Weston. Which one would you like? Number 2? Oh, whoops. Okay. Almost there. Terry, I don't think I have to ask. I don't think I have to ask. Whoa! I did not mean to knock that over. Yeah, just my little thing I was putting all these little sticky notes in. I don't think I even have to ask. I think I already know what your answer is, Terry. Number 3? You still with us, Terry? I'm pretty sure I know which one she wants. She's all about the blue, so I'm pretty sure she probably wants number 3. Carol Helms. Yep, just what I figured. Froggy. Oh, Froggy, we're not going to forget you. You can choose a card too. You want number 1. And I'll show you the cards. Let's see. And then we had Yvonne. So which one? Hold on. Where's my... We can end that. So Yvonne, which you want number 2? Where did all my little stickies go here? All right, Froggy, let me show you what cards we made. I'll bring out the sample cards. It'll be a little bit easier to see them. And let me move this out of the way because we're done spinning that wheel. Okay, so let me move my lights over so you can see. So this was our first card. So we took the wreath pattern out of the we used the sophisticated sled bundle for these cards. And so I'd used that two-tone cardstock, embossed it with the timber embossing folder, and then sanded it and just added these bows to just kind of give it like that distressed wooden door look. So this was card number 1. Card number 2 was all white with this pop of color of the cardinal and the greeting. So that's card number 2. And then card number 3 was our blue one here. This is the sled and the pair of skates. And so which one would you like? You made it just in time. Because I think this happened with Deborah too. I think Deborah showed up just as we were doing the spinning. And she got a card too. Pick up all the stuff that I just dropped. You Well, there was 7 of you, so there is going to be like an extra card that so far I'm going to have to make an extra card of number 3. Have 2 of the number 2, and so far I got 2 of this. So whichever one that you want, I can make another one. So yeah, I'm going to have to make another one anyway. So whichever one you want. Let me pull out number 2. Okay. Number 2. All right. So I will make another one. So that's not a problem. I figured this is the last, last live of the year. So I will be back in the new year. I will continue to do my Friday night lives. Right now I know it's so much work, doing like even the pre-recorded stuff and everything, but you know, the Throwback Thursdays, it's like a lot of people, they appreciate me using, the retired stuff. Plus I'm using stuff that I hadn't even put ink to the stamps yet. So I'm not foreseeing anything on, cutting back as far as the videos go. As far as my in-person classes, I'm going to kind of think about that only because I think there was like only one where I had like a full house of people. Other than that, maybe scattered like, an extra person here and there. Yvonne's been here for all of them. But again, it's just only because it's a lot of work. And plus I'm also working full time at the same time. Um, so, so yeah. you know what, Terry, either way, I'm gonna have to make additional one because we have 8 people. So So it's all good. It won't take me long to I already made these cards, so I know that how to they all go together, so it'll go together quickly. Okay, so I think that's all I have. So everybody, I want to thank you for as we close out 2024, which seems like we just started 2024, but now we're going to go into 2025. And so I want to thank every one of you for coming and joining me while I've been live, and also for those of you that come on and watch the replays. I want you to know that I appreciate every single one of you. Now, everyone that's on here in the chat, I think you've already done this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you would like to share it as well. Go ahead. All those things, they help me not only growing this channel. Now, this live is video 189. I will do something probably on New Year's Eve before midnight, just to end the year with 190 videos. Now, I won't be doing like any projects. It'll probably just be a little sit down and me talking about something. I don't know yet, but I want to end out the year with 190 videos. Like I said, the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, it helps in growing the channel. It also helps in growing the Stampin' Up business. You need bow instruction. Well, I think there's a couple different ways you can do it with your fingers on creating the bows. So I don't know exactly which way Carol had that really touches me, Carol. Everybody here, yes, thank you, because every new person that's come on, or anybody returning, if they come on a little bit later or whatever. I mean, everybody is so helpful with each other, like adding names to, the spreadsheet. And so, yes, every single one of you, I want you to know that I truly appreciate you and I thank you for being here. Even though you may not order from me, you come on here and you support me in this way, and that helps as well. So I do appreciate that. Um, I guess I'll say that, here's to hoping that 2025 is going to be a much better year all around. And I think that's it. I don't think I have much more. Like I said, my what do you call it? My yeah, newsletter. Yeah, newsletter. That will be going out probably not next week. It'll probably be the week after on that Tuesday, when the catalogs go live, because that way I can add more information into that newsletter. So if you're not on my newsletter and you would like to be, I also put out there the schedule for my videos, what products that I am using. So if you would like to be, like if you would like to receive my newsletter, the link for that is in the description. And like I mentioned, the PDF for the projects that I made tonight, I will get this done tonight. I'll have the link to this video embedded in the Friday Night Live here. And again, that the link is in the description. It's just before the list of the supplies. Um, and I think that's it. I think that's all I have for tonight. So we went 2 hours and 9 minutes, but subtract 15 minutes from that because that was me getting everything set up. So here's to hoping in 2025 YouTube gets things straightened out and gets things working the way that it's supposed to be. Um, but again, thank you everybody. And until 2025, everyone have a blessed new year. Stay safe. If you're going out anywhere, I don't plan to. I'm going to be here. As a matter of fact, Yvonne is going to be here bringing in the new year with me as well. So So happy New Year, everybody. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. And I will see you next year. Bye bye and have a blessed one.